Hello friends, welcome. So far we have seen few CI/CD services which is like code commit, code build, and today we are going to see code deploy. So let's just start. You can just search code deploy service, right? So let's get started. First, like you will application, create application. I'll just give you name hello world compet platform. So I'm just going to show EC2 server, and here you can see like you can choose instances like EC2 and on premises, and that is a single option. Then AWS Lambda and Amazon ECS. So these are the options. So we are going ahead with EC2. So let's create application. Yeah, so application is available now. So you can see that once you create the application, then you should create deployment group. Deployment group is nothing but a logical entity which help us to tell where to deploy your code. So for example, like if you have EC2 instances, and those are development instances, you have 5 EC2 instances, for example, and those are development. So what you will do is you have to have some way to tell code deploy on this 5 servers. So how to group those 5 servers, we'll just see it in a moment. So here like we have to create deployment group. Before creating deployment group, we should have server to deploy it to. So here I'm going to go to EC2, right, and create server, right. We don't have any running instance, so let's launch one. Amazon EC2 will just be in T2 micro, and here we should choose IAM role, EC2 role for code deploy. And I'll just show you like details about this role as well. So let me see IAM, and we'll see what that role does, right. Roles EC2 role for code deploy. So this is a role which we assigned it to, or we are going to assign it to our EC2 instance. So first of all, just see trust relationship, and you can see that this is a service role. So trusted entity is EC2. So we can assign it to EC2 instance. Permission what this role has is S3 read only access. So for now we have given only read only access for S3, and this we have given all bucket. We can be choosy and give only bucket what we need for code deploy to work, but here as we are just testing it out, we'll just given S3 read only access just to make it simple, right. So this is a IAM role. So now let's go back to EC2, right, large instance, select, and T2 micro just be in free tier, right. So that's why EC2 code deploy volume will just keep it as is, and here is a key. So whatever you have will provide as a key value pair, right. So that we will use to identify our instances. If you have for example, I am putting environment, right, and let's call it development. So I am adding this tag, so you can add this tag for 10 other instances. And when you create your deployment group, there you can mention whatever instances, EC2 instances with tag environment is equal to development, this is my deployment group. So that is how we are combining these instances. So here we'll just keep one, and you can create new security group, or I have one, so I'll just choose it. right? So you can see like whatever I have given access, right? One is SSH into that instance and HTTP, right? So the same thing, like you can create new one or you can just continue using it, as we will be making it a web server. So I've given HTTP access and SSH to log into the server. Review and launch. So basically, yeah, so key value pair, you can choose it or you create a new one if you want. Yeah, so let's wait for this to be available, right? By this time, let's like while we are waiting for that, right? So I'm going into code deploy, then go into the application, create deployment group. So first is application, then deployment group. So my dev instances. Service role is EC2 code deploy EC2 role. So if you see this role right in IAM, then you can see what all permissions we have for this role. Right? What was the name of that role? Something code deploy in the name. So let me search it here. EC2 code deploy. You can see like this one AWS services where was EC2 and this one is code deploy. So this is a service role for code deploy. So just verify code deploy is a trusted entity, right? And this, when you create the role, right, I can quickly show you that, but like when you create the role, you can just assign this policy, right? So if you go here, right, and create role service, you can choose code deploy, so that's how it's you are telling which service role you want to create. So trusted entity will be added as such. So if you see this, by default it is coming with code deploy role. So that policy we already have provided to that role which I just showed you. So and then like when you just go ahead and create it, that's what was done before. So I'm just going to use whatever is created already. Code deploy for EC2 role, yeah. And additionally, we have given S3 full access. So this one, like when you are creating a code, like using it for code deploy, right, we need access to S3 bucket. That there is like read write access to the S3 bucket to put artifacts and read it from there. So that's the reason we have given it full access. Right, as I said like earlier, like you can be choosy and give access only to whatever bucket you want, but just to make it simpler, we have given S3 full access, and this is the only role which is available for code deploy. So that is how is IAM role is created. So let's see, like, yeah, so now this is ready for us to use, and we are going to code deploy, and this is service role which we choose. So in place deployment, so there is option for blue green deployment, but this is entirely a different topic altogether, so we'll not go into that for now. So let's choose EC2 instances, and here is the key, like environment and development, right? So when you do this knows like one unique match instances. If there are more than one where environment is development, this is a tag which is associated with instance, you can see those many instances here, but in our case it's one, so you can see matching instance is one. Okay, that's good, right? Install agent. So what we can do is either we can install it here, but I prefer to show you how to install it. So let's search that real quick, right? AWS install code deploy agent, right? I just want to show you this. Either of this should be okay, right? Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll just connect to that instance to instance. We can have option to install code deploy as part of code deploy agent as part of this steps itself, but I would prefer showing you that. So yeah, this is another thing which we should remember is, for code deploy to work on each instance, we need to install code deploy agent, and the agent does all the work what is needed for the deployment to work. So this is one thing which you should be aware. So connect EC2 instance connect. Yeah, this is a fairly new option they have added and it's very handy. Yeah, so you can see that we have connected, and so you earlier you need to use a key to connect, but this is a good option they have added, right? So let me see if I have note somewhere. Yeah, so this is the same thing what we can see the document, right? I just showed you the document. So this is what we are doing, and yeah, so for now I'll just go ahead and run this, and I will explain what all we are doing here, right? Okay, let's go here. Good, so far so good. If you see this service, you can see that code deploy agent is started running. So these are the fairly simple steps what we are supposed to do. So let me just go there. If you see, right, everything is copied from here, so it is basically it. And here you can create your command, like here, right, wget command to get the installable. You can just go here and identify region, whatever region you are in, just choose that, and bucket name, you can go here and see what bucket it is using, right, for your particular region. So this is the bucket name for this region. We are using US East 1, so I just use this bucket name. So this is how like AWS has kept installable. You just get it from there using this command, right? Yeah, so that is it, and then just give +X, which is executable for this install file, and install it, and then check the status, right? So we have done exactly same. So now we can see that code deploy agent is installed on this EC2. Okay, that's good. Like, yeah, one thing is done. So install agent, I don't want to install it because we know we already did that. So deployment is default all at once. There are options all at once. If you have 10 servers, do you want to deploy on every server, or you want to do one at a time? Once one is successful, do it on second server, or just do 50% first and then 50 less next half later. But we are choosing all at once. Yeah, so yeah, so we don't want to enable load balancer, but that is the option. If we have a load balancer, we can use that, right? So with this, let's create deployment group. Yeah, so deployment group is created. So we have created application, then we have created deployment group, which tells which server it should install to, and now create deployment. So this is actual deployment what we are doing. So by default, like, it is taking this deployment group, my dev instance, and that is the only one we have at the moment. Yeah, my application is stored in Amazon S3, or it is in GitHub, so we'll be having it in S3, right? So for now we don't have like any revision, so here we should go ahead and look at adding making our application code available for code deploy for this deployment. We should choose revision, which is like actual code which you want to deploy. So let's see, before that, right, you should put that in S3 bucket where you can specify it here. But for this application, we haven't have any code deployed or put it in S3 bucket. So we have to do this. And yeah, fortunately, there is very simple step to do. Let me go ahead and show you that. Right. So first is you will create bucket and then upload like those files. Like you can just follow this URL to do that. But this is the same commands we can use to create bucket, and this will need AWS CLI on your personal computer, your local system. So you can just use this command to install it. I'm not going to show the installation because I have already installed it. So I will be just using that installation, but you can just use this command and get the package and install it, right? So this is fairly easy. So same like code deploy agent what we did on EC2 server, right? This is you need to do it on your local system and it's straightforward. So just do that, and this you can either go into management console, AWS management console, and go to S3 and create the bucket, or you can just use command like this from command line and create bucket. So I have already created it. Let me show you that. Right, yeah. So this is S3 bucket what was created, and you'll see application versions already there. So this is like we are creating a new one for this particular application, hello world, right? So let me go to that commands. Okay, so this is how you will deploy application. You are given an application name here, that's how it will recognize which application. Then S3 location is the S3 bucket, and then that application zip file. So this also we can see it in AWS documentation, this exact thing. I just change it for my particular case, like mainly application name and then S3 location, right? So let's go to this, and we have our application here. So let's see, right? Yeah, so it should have created these files in S3. Right, I'm just going there and just refresh. Yeah, you can see that this application version is created. So now let's see if we can choose it from here. Okay, we need to refresh. Let me refresh it and then do it. Right, let's see. Yeah, so this detected this, like we have created for application, and the key is like we mentioned application name, right, while creating it, so it knows that we can use it for this application. So yeah, so description, this optional you can put if you want. So I'm just keeping it as is. So yeah, so this is how it is. Like I'm not going to change anything, like roll back and the deployment group override. If you want to change it here, we know like we created a deployment group where we told like install it on all the servers at once. So here we can override that setting, right? Okay, create deployment. Yeah, so deployment is created. All right, yeah, like deployment is started now. And here you can see like what all we have given, right? What is our deployment configuration, and yeah, so what deployment group we have used. So this you can see it here. Okay, so if we go into event, right, like this is deployment information, you can see it here. Let's go to events, and this is all this has done. And what happened is whatever code we have put it in yesterday, it have pulled that and used that to deploy it. And there, if you observe, like we had mm, like files for deployment, right? Like the instructions and all the hooks, whatever we have it here, right? This event, we can see it there. So let me go quickly to there. Code commit. We have done this code commit thing in earlier tutorial, so but still I'm just going to show you what it used for deployment. So as buildspec.yaml is used for code build, appspec.yaml used for deployment, and this is what hooks we have put in there, and same hooks you can see it in when you see events in code deploy. So this is like here you can manipulate what you want to do. So let me just go into EC2, like EC2 instance, right? And here if you see this, right, public DNS, copy, and let's see. Yeah, so that is how we have deployed it. So now our code is deployed, and this is how we can do it. So this is code deploy. Directly we went into code deploy and deployed it, but code pipeline is one step ahead of this. Like what it does, it orchestrates between code commit, code build, and code deploy. So in next tutorial we'll see how to use code pipeline to orchestrate all of this. So when you make any changes in your code as part of code commit, then like this automation, like CI/CD pipeline using code pipeline will get triggered, and it will deploy it seamlessly. So whatever changes you do it in code commit, immediately it will be deployed in our instances, and we can monitor it as part of this code pipeline itself. So this is very good to see, but we'll see it in next tutorial. So that's it for this particular video, and I hope you learned something new, and hope you liked it. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.